Connor Clattenburg, loved him. I don't know where this story goes this year with Connor Clattenburg. At the end of the day, let's all...
He should have scored. He should have scored.
I can't believe he didn't.
Yeah,
he had a wide open net. This is
Yeah.
a guy who has played 16 games in the American Hockey League and scored 1 goal. Racked up a shitload of PIMs, though. In his last season with Flint in the OHL, as again, we're talking in his 19-year-old season, where again, a guy who's drafted in the NHL should put up some points. He had 16 goals, 35 points in 46 games.
On what I believe it was a weak team.
Yeah, so like he finished. Here's a good one. He finished 7th on his team in scoring as a 19-year-old in the OHL. Liam, you're in the junior hockey scouting game. Those usually aren't guys who are making a quick leap to the NHL ranks. Maybe they get an AHL, ECHL kind of deal. But like he's gotten to this point because of his physicality, his tenacity, the energy he plays with. The reason I hesitate and why I say I don't know where this conversation goes with Connor Clattenburg is because he shouldn't be here. Like the quality of hockey player he is shouldn't have him here. But then as I say that, I go, whoa, Tyler, you're discrediting all these things that did make him a 5th round pick. Guys with his stat line don't get drafted.
No. The others are getting what they saw in him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And why I'm so torn, and I know I'm making kind of a disjointed point here, but like I sit here and go, in the next 10 days, he'll be back down in Bakersfield, and this will be a fun footnote. I also sit there and go, well, whoa, he does everything that you want a 4th-line player to do. He hits, he is physical, he goes to the net, he, for the most part, makes the most of his opportunities, and he will stand up for his teammates. He's not afraid to drop the gloves. And remember the conversation we had with Johnny earlier in the year, where he was talking about the differences between like Gabe Perreault and Noah Laba with the Rangers, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, Gabe Perreault is a better player than Noah Laba, but Noah Laba's ceiling is a 3rd or 4th line center, and that's the role the Rangers have him in. He slots into their roster exactly where his ceiling is. So if you want to talk about development, they're developing Noah Laba to be a good 3rd line center for them. Connor Clattenburg's ceiling is a 4th liner in the NHL. I think he could be a really damn good one, and probably someone who's a fan favorite in this city. But maybe he does stick because this is all you're developing him to be. If you have Quinn Hudson up here or Ruby Jarventi, those are guys who maybe one day you want to see them as middle 6 options, guys who you want them to bring some offense to the table at the NHL level. You're not hoping for that from Connor Clattenburg. Connor Clattenburg is passing this assignment with flying colors, goal aside. If he hadn't scored that goal, we'd still be saying this. So how can you, like, everything he does is effort-based, right? Like, that's what makes him successful. It's mindset and it's effort. If he continues to show the mindset and the effort, why would he ever not be in this spot?
I agree. He's a very unique case. But at the end of the day, you take him out of the lineup, the Oilers don't show a lot of life. Mm-hmm. And you put him in a lineup, and you're right when you say, like, even if he hadn't scored that goal, we'd still all love him. But he did. And he found a way to be productive in a game.
And he almost had another one.
Found ways to be productive in a game where everyone was terrible.
Yeah.
And he was the guy that stood out. And he only played 9 shifts last game, but he did stuff. Well, like, that's a pile on the guy, but we may as well. Trent Frederick played 14 shifts, 9 minutes 25, and I couldn't tell you really one or two things that he did in that game. I'm trying to even think off the top of my head to be friendly to it, because I think Frederick is clearly a player struggling with his confidence right now. There's no doubt about it. But like, I would run this guy. I don't know how you do it when it's all said and done, but I think he brings a little bit of something. I think Lazar's done a decent job of bringing something. I think Janmark is coming to the team and bringing something outside of scoring goals. And to me, how's that not your 4th line going forward? I think Speck had a great tweet a few weeks ago when the 4th line, it would have been Howard, Tomasek, and whoever.
No identity.
And there's nothing. It's like these guys come out, and what did they finish with? Clattenburg had 6 hits, Frederick had 2, Lazard 0, for bad example, I guess, for him. But like, he has done stuff in games where he's like shown a bit of physicality. I like that line, and we all say over the summer, how can the Oilers be more like Florida?
Yeah.
There you go. He found a way, and credit to him, and he deserves to be in the conversation.
Miganath said 9 shifts and 6 hits. That's exactly what I was going to say next. 9 shifts, 6 hits. And I saw a great clip, not to plug our competitors, but Jason Strudwick had a good line. And he said, like, what a compliment to a player to say, like, think about how much you noticed Connor Clattenburg. How many minutes do you think he played? And I honestly would have been like, oh, he was probably out there for like 9 or 10 minutes last game. Played 6 minutes and 38 seconds. And you noticed him almost scoring a goal, getting in a fight, laying a couple of big hits. And every time he's out there, he's buzzing. He does not take a shift for granted, which I think is a problem with some of these Oilers veterans, right? Is that it feels like, I'm not saying they're actually doing this, but it feels like they take some shifts for granted. Connor Clattenburg ain't doing that. And I don't think he's going to do that all year because he's 20 years old and he's got them young legs.
He can't afford to.
No, because he'll go back down to Bakersfield.
Yes, he'll be done. And I keep thinking in my head as well, the quote from Bowman at the start of the year is that when we call players up, we want it to be the first and only time they get called up.
Yep.
I think this situation is a little bit different due to the injury problems they obviously ran into.
Yep.
But I wonder if they just have that mindset being like, well, we want this guy. He's great. We all love him. And if you're other players on this team, if you're Lazar, if you're Philp, even Mark, just to throw his name in, because we've known he's been in some trade conversations. Like, you're like, I got to match this guy. You got to find a way. You really do. And
he brings other guys into the fight, no doubt.
100%.
Because you don't want to be, at least I wouldn't want to be if I was in this spot. I wouldn't want to be a veteran getting my lunch ate by some kid.
No. And do we have the Gaudreau fight? Like, I think it was pretty clear that Frederick Gaudreau had no idea who Connor Clattenburg was.
Yeah, no, he didn't do his homework. He thought, who is this kid? Never heard of him. I'll go with you. And he learned pretty quickly.
He found out. And then, credit to Regula as well for stepping up. I don't know. I would imagine he's not had many career fights. Yeah. I know Brett's in the chat who does some work on hockey fights. Let us know, Breadman. He stepped up and took some punishment, I guess we can call it. But he was worth doing it. And here we go. Here's the fight from Connor Clattenburg. I mean,
and again, you knew it was coming. 7 minutes left. Again, I think a veteran guy would be like, 7 minutes left. We're up 4-0. I ain't messing up my hand for this. Also, what did Winterton want?
He wanted some smoke.
I guess, but like, what are you mad? Like, Connor Clattenburg didn't jump him?
You're hurt, my friend. Get off him. I would imagine that Ryan Winterberg sounds like the gingerbread man from Shrek. Hey, country bottoms.
You know what else would be a really motivating thing for Connor Clattenburg? His American Hockey League salary this year. So if he would have played the whole year, think about this math. If he would have played the whole year in Bakersfield, he would have made $80,000 US. In 10 days on the NHL roster, he's made right around $42,000. He has made half of his American League salary for the year in 10 days. I'd be fighting my own fucking team for a chance to keep making that kind of money. I would do whatever. If Chris Knobloch was like, hey, take your cup out and go kill a penalty, nuts out, I'd be like, sounds good. I'd like to keep my NHL salary. Like, you would do anything to be a 20-year-old making $4,200 a day to play in the National Hockey League.
100%.
So again, that's like you're telling me that's not a motivating thing? That's a guy who, if you would have asked him in August, hey, are you going to play NHL games this year? He would have been like, no. Right? Like truth serum. I'm sure he would have said, I want to go to camp and like show him what I can do.
Yeah. Make a point.
Yeah.
What he wants to do.
But the fact he's like, and he ain't going down until the next game. And I'd be stunned if he went down before the next game.
I think he's here till Christmas.
I think he's here till Christmas.
Because Kapanen being out now as well.
How excited are you as a 20-year-old? Again, you think you're going to make $80,000 US in the year. Like, good money.
Think of the gifts.
Yeah.
You can give this time of year.
But like, if he gets a month in the NHL, he's going to make like $150,000. He's going to like double his income for the year. What a story.
It's incredible. I'm sure it wasn't even like out of the question this year, just because we saw it that like Clattenburg was before everything started.
Yeah,
that he was in conversations. Like, I wonder if he needs some ECHL games before he plays in the American League. They sent down James Stefan, Jaden Grubin. There was one other guy. I know Akey went down for a game. That's not who I'm thinking of. But those guys had American League contracts and couldn't crack the American League roster. And I wonder if he was in those conversations. And now here he is playing on the big stage, just showing guys up. Like, I want Frederick to just see that and embrace it.
I think Brady Stonehouse is the guy you're thinking of.
Yeah, it is. Thank you. I want him to embrace it. You got a big, and hey, you know what? Like, maybe tomorrow night, if the Oilers can play well against the Wild, home ice, the crowd gets going when Clattenburg gets a big hit.
Yep.
Maybe Freddie can step up. And I know we're grasping at straws a little bit, being like, we need our American League call-up to help our 8-year deal guy. Well, honestly, we're at that point where it's just like, we
just
need
do it.
anything. So let's hope. I wouldn't send him down. He deserves to be. I'd move guys out to keep him here.
Mulek says, I need him to play against Seattle again so I can get a Clattenburg alternate jersey. What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.